Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to restart another series which we had going on the channel for a little while. Our replay of the 1970s decade using National Pastime 3 Baseball. Unfortunately, we lost access to the computer that it was on, so we are decided to contact Cyrus at National Pastime, and he reset everything for us and got us started back with our 1970s season replay. So hopefully we can take this one a little bit further. Not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but we're not going to record every game, obviously. We're just going to get some matchups that might be interesting as we go on, possibly one a week or one a couple a week, or from the season during the replay. Probably one a week, maybe. We'll look for the matchup, or if you guys see a matchup that might be interesting, you can go ahead and suggest it, and we'll see if we can showcase that on here. Again, this is National Pastime 3, probably one of my top 3 replay games that for baseball, along with Stratomatic and Inside Pitch, which I have a lot of on my channel. This game is kind of surprising to be on my list just because it's a lot like APA. Once you see the cards, you'll notice it, but with some significant differences. But I definitely like the computer version. I don't know if I would like the cards and dice version. I might, but I definitely like the computer version. Because while I do like playing the games, I think a big part for me is the statistics in this game are very in-depth and interesting, which is what I like about it probably the most. Is that, as you'll see, the game doesn't have a lot of graphics, or I don't think it has any sounds, maybe a few computer sounds here and there, but the stats are incredible in it, and it's probably the main reason why I like it so much. But anyway, like Inside Pitch, you have to play every game. There's no AI to play the games, at least not one yet. Anyway, that I've seen. So that does require playing every game. But fortunately, the games are pretty quick. I can probably play a game in about 20 minutes if I really speed through it. Maybe even faster, possibly. But the stats again are incredible in it. So without further ado, let me get going here. I don't want this video to be too long. So anyway, I played the first 2 games of opening day on April 6th of 1970. April 7th here, I saw a good matchup between Jim Perry and Tommy John, 2 people who arguably could be in the Hall of Fame. They are both not as of this recording, but there's a case to be made for probably each one of them. So a lot of these people on this list are either Hall of Famers or were great pitchers in their era anyway. But anyway, anyways, this is game 3 here. So I've already loaded, I think I did anyway, let me just double check here. So one cool feature about this is that you can, the reason I pressed on that was it'll transfer automatically any players that were on the team that may have got traded during the season to another team. So it automatically sets the lineups for you. In this one, when I first clicked on it, Bradford was on, I can't remember what team he was traded to, but anyway, he was on another team initially, and it transferred him to the White Sox for the next few games anyway, until he was traded, which I think it was in June. But anyway, yeah, so I'll try to show that to you in one of the future games I'm going to record on this. And I've decided to use the little C system for the base running, base stealing. You can use the little C or the jump system. I've looked into both, and while both are cool, and I have used the jump system before, it looks like the little C system is probably a little bit more, tends to lead to a little bit more accurate statistics, being as if you use the jump system, you have to kind of make more decisions yourself instead of these being made automatically off the cards, pretty much, when they're going to steal and that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that is National Pastime 3. And again, a game I've played for a while. Haven't played recently, but I decided to pick it up again and put it on my laptop. So all right, so Minnesota Twins will take on the Chicago White Sox. In the actual game, the Minnesota Twins shut out the White Sox 12-0. Jim Perry pitched a complete game shutout. So we'll see how this game brings and see what happens. So the lineup for the visiting Minnesota Twins is going to be Cesar Tovar, and you can see the batting card here is very reminiscent of looks a lot like a APA card, with some noticeable differences and symbols and everything. All right, so Cesar Tovar will play center and bat first. The Hall of Famer Rod Carew will bat second and play second. Batting third is another Hall of Famer, Harmon Killebrew, the switch hitting third baseman. Batting cleanup is Tony Oliva, the right fielder. Brant Alyea will hit fifth and play left. Rich Reese is the first baseman, hitting sixth. Batting seventh behind the plate is George Mitterwald. Leo Cardonis is the shortstop, hitting eighth, and Jim Perry will pitch and bat ninth. So Tommy John is on the hill for the Chicago White Sox here. And the one thing about this game is that it's not, the stats aren't, that the actual stats aren't that easy to read off the cards here. They do have some basic stats on here, but nothing significant. So I'll try to use Baseball Reference as a guide here, at least for some of the stats anyway. So Tommy John, let's take a look at his stats for the season briefly. I can get to look at Tommy John in 1970. Was 12-17 with a 3.27 earned run average. He started 37 games, had 10 complete games, 3 shutouts, and pitched 269 in the third innings, allowing 253 hits, 117 runs, 98 of them earned, 19 homers, 101 walks, and 138 strikeouts. All right. So that's Tommy John's stats. So Cesar Tovar gets into the box. And again, I'm not going to go through. I'll go through what you can see the stats on the card there. At least some of them anyway. The number of games, plate appearances, on base percentage. Unfortunately, doesn't have the home runs or the RBIs, but that's okay. We'll just go with what we got here, being a different game. All right, so Cesar Tovar will lead it off. And I'm not going to use my own dice rolls. I may do that later on, but for now I'm just going to let the computer roll it. All right, so let's roll the dice. Slight is going to be a single, batter to first, and 5-5. On his card was an 8. Which ends up being a single to left center. All right, I think I am going to change something up here real quickly. Let's see here if I can do that. Yeah, my delay here. I'm going to go with I'll go with a 2-second delay. That way, you can see what the dice roll is, I believe, on the chart here. Okay. All right, there you go. And I do like this this system in here. At any time, you can switch between all these different things. You can look at all this stuff during the game. Box score, you can look at it any time. Stats are really cool. I haven't generated any yet, obviously. But, again, really in-depth stats. So, cool. All right, so Rod Carew up there now. With a runner on first. John looks in for the sign. From the catcher. which again you would normally see. You don't see the players on the little field here. Just minimal, just base runners, pitcher, and batter. That's it. And some other stuff right here, other stats. But the catcher, let me find him, Josephson. Here's the windup and the pitch. And Cesar Tovar is a fast runner with the F there. If it's a slow runner, it would be S. And if it doesn't have anything, that means it's an average runner. Yeah, again, 8 looks like another base hit. So single, runner on first to third. Okay, and a whole bunch of stuff. You can read that there. So a lot of information on the cards. I mean, on the here. Board description is right here. This is for the board game description. So Cesar Tovar. What happened to the runner on first? So I think the runner got thrown out. Yes. Okay. So this incorporates, this little C system incorporates the caught stealing right after this. So after the single, Carew tried to steal second, and he was caught stealing for the first out of the inning. So runner on third with 1 down now. And again, here you can do an intentional base on balls. You can pull the infield in, bunt, hit and run, that kind of stuff. Okay, all right. So runner on third with 1 down, and that'll bring up the dangerous Harmon Killebrew. Here's the windup in the pitch by John. So error randomized for little e. So it's a possible error. 52, no error. And he'll fly out. The runner on third will tag and score. Oh, he's out at home. So the runner on third. So where was the fly out? So the fly out was to right field. And the right fielder Williams will throw him out to end the inning. So the Twins threaten but do not score. And after 1/2, it's Twins nothing and the White Sox coming up. So it's going to be Jim Perry on the hill for the Minnesota Twins against a lineup. Here's his lineup. Walt Williams with the right fielder playing first. I mean, right fielder batting first. Luis Aparicio, Hall of Famer there. The shortstop will hit second. Carlos May will bat third and play left. Batting cleanup is Bill Melton, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have just passed away. If it's not him, I think he might have gone on to play with Cleveland afterward. But anyway, I noticed there was a guy that just passed away. It sounded like Melton. It might not be. Let me check and see real quick. I think it might be. It might have been Bill Melton. Let me check here. Could just check Melton, but it was... Bear with me for a second here. Where was it? In memoriam. Don't see it here. Don't see it. Oh, here it is. Yep, Bill Melton. He just passed away. So, rest in peace there. Miss Bill Melton lived to be 79 years old. And he did play with the... He was in my 1977 Boston Red Sox. We played for the Indians, 50 games. And he played with the White Sox mostly from 68 to 75. So, condolences to him and his family. All right, let me get back to the action here. Now that I lost where I was. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay. All right, so game Tuesday, April 7th, 1970. Here we are. All right, so batting fifth will be John Mateus, not Johnny Mathis. Mateus will bat fifth and play first. Buddy Bradford, the center fielder, will hit sixth. Sid O'Brien will play second and bat seventh. And behind the plate, as we said before, Dwayne Josephson, switch hitting catcher. And batting ninth, the switch hitting Tommy John. The Tommy John surgery was named after. All right, so we head to the bottom of the first. Perry on the hill, and we'll give you Perry's stats here. I don't know if he won a Cy Young. I don't think he won a Cy Young this year, 1970. He did win one Cy Young award. I know that. Let's see. Was it 1970? I don't think so. Or was it? It might have been. Let me check here. Let me check real quickly. Goodness. Let's see here. Cy Young, 2 awards. Here we go. Yeah, 1970, he did win the Cy Young Award. So in 1970, let me look at his stats here. 1970, so many stats here. Okay, so 1970, he was 24 and 12. Is definitely his best season. 304 earned run average. 40 games started. 13 complete games. 278 and 2/3 innings. 258 hits allowed. 112 runs. 94 of them earned. Allowed 20 home runs. Walked just 57. Which is incredible. And struck out 168. So definitely a great year for Jim Perry. All right, so Jim Perry throws right. He's a C, and these are his codes there, which come up during the play off the cards. As you can see, X is a strikeout, that kind of stuff. So he's definitely not a big strikeout pitcher. So all right, so Jim Perry looks in for the sign from Mitterwald. Well, Williams will lead it off. And no error on the play. And that's going to be a foul to third for out number 1. All right, next up will be Luis Aparicio, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. 16 result, which is a ground out to short, over to first for out number 2. So definitely not a game that's easy to do the play-by-play with, as you can't look at their bases like you can in Strat, or for that matter, and even an inside pitch, and see where they're playing. You have to kind of look to the right, and then you have to dig through the lineup to figure out what positions they're playing. So it requires a lot more memory. So you won't hear as much of that. You just hear positions and what's being done that way. All right, so 2 down now, 2 up and 2 down. We'll bring up Carlos May. And later on, as the season goes on, you can read the stats up top here, which I'll end up doing. But right now, there are no stats, being as this is the first game of the season. Anyway, but it'll get more interesting as the season goes on, hopefully. All right, so Carlos May up there now against Perry. Looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. So first base runner for the White Sox is a 2-out single by Carlos May. And he's an average. This right here, you can do the optional base stealing. You can, slow him down if you don't want. You play it safe, that kind of stuff. This is kind of the manager strategy here. All right, so Bill Melton up there now. The third baseman gets ready. Perry looks in for the sign, delivers. And that's going to be a fly out to center. And that'll do it for the White Sox. So after 1 full inning, it's no score. Twins will send Aliyah and Reese. If anybody gets on, Mitterwald for the Twins against Tommy John. Here's the pitch by John. Error check. And nope. So that's going to be a foul out to the third baseman. And there's one down. Brent yeah up there now. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. And he's a slow runner. So here's where I may look at this. A play on first box to restrict Yea's movement. So this is if you don't want him to try to take an extra base, that kind of stuff. But we'll leave it off for now. We may look at that later on as the innings progress. Alright, so Rich Reese up there now, the first baseman, with a runner on first and one down. Tommy John looks into the sign, looks at the runner, and he'll fly out to left, and Yea will hold. So two down now. So Mittelwald comes up there now. And Mittelwald with a base hit. But runner on first is out going to third, so I could have restricted it, but I didn't. So if I would have restricted it, he would have not had tried to take third, but I just kept it going. And again, it's been a while since we played this, so we got to get our strategy down and everything, but we'll just kind of let it go as it seems for now. And in this game, too, I have to make the decision, whether or not to take out the pitcher as well as the substitutions like an inside pitch. So I'll just use my best judgment here. Again, I won't take out a starting pitcher until he's at least pitched either 5 innings or let up a run, but a minimum of five innings, or 5 runs. Or 5 runs. So we'll kind of keep it something like that. I know King Ikibu, who's done an 80s replay using this system here, has certain rules where the pitcher has to go starting pitcher at least 5, or I think it might be 5 runs, but I'm not sure exactly what he uses. But he's on the Delphi forums there through NPIII, so check him out. I think he's in 1986 now. So he's played every game from every season of the 80s up through the 86, I think it is, somewhere in the middle of 86 somewhere. So definitely a great series. He does all kinds of box scores and pictures and what was going on in the world at the time with music and movies, and really interesting series by King Ikibu. He also has a YouTube channel too, but which he's posted a few of these games on, NPIII games of the decade playthrough he's doing, which is a incredible project, probably the most incredible project I've seen out there. Anyway, all right, so what do we got now? So bottom of the second inning, and it'll be Mateus, Bradford, and O'Brien against Perry for the White Sox. So Perry looks in for the sign, just to wind up in the pitch. And a strikeout for Perry. That'll be his first of the day. Next up is Bradford, the center fielder. And Bradford gets a base hit, and he is a fast runner. So I think in the future now I may restrict the, if they're slow, restrict it so they can only go to one base. But we'll see. I said Bradford single, so 1 out and 1 on. It brings up the number 7 hitter, Sid O'Brien. Bradford gets his lead. Perry looks in for the sign, looks at the runner. He has a delivery. And another strikeout. So a single sandwich between 2 strikeouts. So 2 down now. Josephson, the catcher, up there now. Hoping to keep the inning going. Looks like it's going to be a base hit. Yeah. So I'm starting to remember what numbers are base hits here. 7, usually 8, I think. Usually like the 55s, 44s. Those are base hits. A lot of times. Okay, so that'll put runners. Oh, it looks like another thing here. The runner on first is going to be out. I mean, runner on first tried to go to third, and he is out. So that will end the inning. Yeah, so this game's a little bit of a challenge to call play-by-play. So that's what, just because of the way it's a great game to play, but a hard game to call, in my opinion. Definitely a lot easier to call Stratomatic and inside pitch. All right, so that'll bring us to the top of the third inning. And it'll be Cardenas, Perry, and top of the order Tovar against Tommy John. 0-0. And I tried to keep the computer sounds low, but I apologize if they're still a little bit loud. That's all you're going to hear is the little dings of the mouse clicking. So Jim Perry up there now with one out as Cardenas flies out for out number 1. Jim Perry against John. And that's going to be a strikeout. So two up and 2 down in the Twins' third. And another strikeout. So that will do it. So we head to the bottom of the third. Still no score. Jim Perry will face John, and then the top of the order, Williams and Aparicio. If anybody gets on, May. And this little red thing, as you can see right here, if you roll the same thing twice, there's an option to change that second roll. I mean, the duplicate roll. I usually don't, but if I see it a couple times in a row, I might. All right, so John up to the plate now. Here's the pitch by Perry. And that's going to be a ground out to first. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 1. Will Killebrew. Walt Williams up there now with 1 down. And that's going to be a base hit. Williams is fast, so we'll let him run. So 1 out and 1 on for Aparicio. And that's going to be a fly out to left. Williams will hold at first. Flies out to left. So 2 down now. Carlos May up to the plate. And that's going to be a base hit. This time the runner goes to third safely. And he'll put runners at the corners with 2 down. So the White Sox are threatening to score. 2 outs and runners at the corners. Melton up to the plate now. Melton 0 for 1 on the day. And you can see below their name here the result number. I think what they've done in each of their bats. So he flew out to center his first time up, I believe. All right, so here we go. And that's going to be a foul out to the second baseman. And they will strand runners at the corners. Runner on third and first. So that will do it. So we'll head to the 4th inning with no score. Rod Carew up there now. Carew. Yep, here we go. Singled and was caught stealing. So John looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. And another base hit for Carew. And he's caught stealing again. So Carew getting aggressive there. Singles again, but he's caught stealing. So it'll bring it Killebrew. Killebrew grounded into a double play his first time up. And he'll foul to third for out number 2. It'll bring up Tony Oliva. Oliva, he popped out to third his first time up. And he'll foul out to first to end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. No score. Perry will face Mateus, Bradford, and O'Brien. Mateus struck out his first time up. And he'll foul to third for out number 1. So a pitcher's duel going here. There have been base runners. Each team has 5 hits, but no one can seem to push home a run yet. All right, that'll bring up Buddy Bradford. Singled his first time up. And he'll single again. So Bradford, 1 out at first, and he's a fast runner, so we'll let him run. Brings up Sid O'Brien. O'Brien struck out his first time up. And he'll fly out to left, and the runner will hold for out number 2. So that'll bring up Josephson. Josephson singled his first time up. And there's a ball on the batter. Oh, it's going to be in play here. And it's going to be a base hit. And again, it looks like Tommy John's up to the plate now. So again, having given up no runs, even though there's 2 down and given up no runs, Tommy John will stay in the game with runners on first and second. And Josephson, this time we are going to click on Josephson here. He advances 1 base on a single and 2 bases. Yeah, so we don't want him getting thrown out. So it makes it red here, showing that you restricted him. All right, so Tommy John grounded out to first his first time up. Perry looks in for the sign. Runners get their leads. Looks at the runners. Here's the windup in the pitch. And John strikes out to end the inning. So we head to the top of the 5th. Still no score. Tommy John out there, back up to the hill. Lefty looks in to deliver. Alyea will bat first. Alyea singled his first time up, and I think he's been up twice, right? No, he's just been up once. So singled his first time up. And that's going to be a ground out unassisted to first for out number 1. Rich Reese. Up there now, lefty on lefty. He grounds out back to John, over to first for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring up Mitterwald. Mitterwald singled his first time up. So 13 hits in the game. Still no runs, though. And that's going to be a base hit. Make that 14. Is that 14? No, it's that 13 now. So Mitterwald, and we'll keep him. Yeah, there you go. Or restrict him. We learned our lesson. Alright, so runner on first with 2 down for Leo Cardonis. He flew out to right his first time up. Possible error here. And nope. And that's going to be a ground out. And that will end the inning. So we'll hit halfway through, no score. Twins with 6 hits, White Sox with 7. Neither team has committed an error. So top of the order against Perry. Williams, Aparicio, and May. Yep, so Williams 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up. This time he flies out to right for out number 1. So Aparicio up there now. And that is going to be an out. He'll fly out also to right, so 2 up and 2 down for the White Sox here in the 5th. And here comes Carlos May. He's 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles. And he'll ground out to third, over to first, and that the White Sox will go in order in the 5th. So we head to the 6th, still no score. Good pitchers match up here between Perry and John. Perry will face John here. Struck out his first time up. And this time Perry gets a single off of John. So a leadoff single for the pitcher, Jim Perry. And he's an average runner, so we'll leave it there. We won't restrict him at all. So Cesar Tovar out there now. He's 1 for 2 with a single. And he'll fly out to left. Perry will hold at first, so 1 down now. Brings up Rod Carew. He's single. Same thing happened both times. He singled twice, and he was caught stealing twice. So let's see what happens here. Let's have the single without the caught stealing. Oh, roll the dice again. So this could be good. Could be extra bases for Rod Carew. And it's a 42. Oh, and it's a possible home run reduced to a double. So the first roll is 60. So the first roll is automatic, 11 to 66. Every dice result in there. So the home run will be reduced to a double if the results are 11 to 26. Else the home run will stand. 51. That's going to be a 2-run homer for Rod Carew. Perry comes in the score, and it's going to be a 2-run homer for Rod Carew. So finally, Rod Carew is able to stay. Well, he didn't stay on base for long, but he's able to hit a homer and not get thrown out trying to steal. So 2-run homer will put the Twins on top 2-0. So Carew 3 for 3 now. So Tommy John, who had been pitching well up until then, hangs one there, and Carew was all over it. So that's one way to prevent from getting caught stealing, is to hit a home run. All right, so Killebrew up there now. Can it be back-to-back? Killebrew grounded to a double play and popped out to third. And this time he'll ground out to shortstop for out to number 2. Tony Oliva up there now, 0 for 2 on the day. And he gets his first hit of the day. So John showing some wear here. Down 2-0 with runner on first. Ayala 1 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a walk. Runners on first and second. So there is some stirring in the pen for the Twins. For the White Sox. Let's see if we can find out what's going on here. See who pitched in the actual game. I know he didn't go the full distance, did Tommy John, losing 12-0. So we have Sisk, Murphy, Sechrist, and Roundsville. Possibilities to come in. But we'll let him go a little further here. He hasn't reached that point of weakness or anything yet, so he is due up. He's not necessarily due up next inning, so we'll see here. See if he can get out of it with 2 down. And we will restrict him. Just the runner on first. There you go. All right, so Rich Reese up there now. Reese 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a ground out to the third to end the inning. So Perry now with a 2-0 lead. Twins 2 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. And the White Sox 0 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Twins have left 4 on base, and the White Sox 6. So Twins are finally able to get a couple of runs off of John. And it'll be Melton, Mathis, and Bradford up for the White Sox now, down by 2. So 0 for 2 is Melton. And that's going to be a fly out to center for out number 1. Mathias up there now. Mateus will fly out to left for 2 up and 2 down in the home half of the 6th. Bradford up there now. Bradford 2 for 2 on the day. A couple of singles. And he'll ground out back to Perry. Flips over to first to end the inning. So, just what you want to see if you're a Twins fan. Have the White Sox go in order after scoring the Twins scored 2 runs. So head to the top of the 7th with the White Sox Twins up 2-0. So Tommy John back out there for his 7th inning of work. Down by 2 now. So Mitterwald 2 for 2. So John on a short leash now, as he is due up next inning. And that's going to be a strikeout. So out number 2. Out number 1. That brings up batter number 2, Cardenas. And that's going to be a fly out to left. So the pitcher Perry up there now. So John looking in for the sign. Here's the pitch, and that'll be ground out to third. So gets what he needed, a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the home half of the seventh. Take me out to the ball game. Seventh inning stretch time here in Chicago with the White Sox trailing 2-0. And it looks like there is going to be a pinch hitter for John. Possibilities could be McGraw, Hopkins, or Morales. We will see what happens. It'll depend upon what happens with these first two batters. So Perry up there now for his seventh inning of work. Sid O'Brien up to the plate now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a fly out to right for out number 1. Josephson, the catcher, up there now. Catcher, he's 2 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a single. So Josephson, I think we want a pinch run for him. Let's see if any of these other guys are. I think we're going to bring in a pinch runner for Josephson. Let's see if any of these guys who I mentioned, Morales, he came in at shortstop. Morales, what's his speed? He's slow too, so that's not worth it. Hopkins, he's average. Let's see who else we got here. McGraw's first baseman, so he's got to be slow. Let's see if any of these guys are fast. Brinkman. He only pitched in 9 games. He was in 12 games. Slow. Hopkins. Snoop. Gonzalez. May. McGraw. Let me bring in McGraw, because he did. McGraw came in to play first, so we'll use him as a pinch runner here. So pinch runner. Alright, so McGraw will pinch run for the catcher, Josephson. So Josephson's out of the game, despite going 3 for 3 on the day. Alright, so Tommy John will definitely be pinch hit for. And let's see where our possibilities are. Morales. He is only 228 on base. I wish they would have the average on this, but they don't. 228 on base, so nope. Hopkins. 346 on base. I think we might go with him. He did have a pinch hit at bat in the game. So yeah. So we're going to bring in Gil Hopkins. He is a lefty. And Perry is a righty. Yeah. So Gil Hopkins will come in the pinch hit for Tommy John. So Tommy John's day is done. So Hopkins up there now. And no hit. I think we're just going to hit away. Alright, so Perry looks in for the sign. Looks at the runner. McGraw being held on at first. Here's the pitch to the lefty, Hopkins. And that's going to be a base hit. And McGraw will go all the way to third. So thankfully we put a fast runner in there now. Or else it would have been first and second. So it's runners at the corners with just 1 down. So the White Sox are threatening here. Down by 2. 1 out. Walt Williams, who is 1 for 3 up there now. So Perry looks in for the sign. There is some stirring in the Minnesota pen. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be a double play. A 3-6-3 double play. So hits at the first, on the second for 1, back to first. And that is going to do it. So the White Sox had the tying runs on, but are unable to deliver. And Hopkins obviously is not the pitcher. So the White Sox will have to bring in a new pitcher. Tommy Sisk, possibly. He was the next in line to come in. Am I looking at the right thing? Tommy Sisk. Tommy Sisk. Let's check him out. So he's a righty. So the next 4 batters, and if I remember right, this next 4 batter thing, I believe this is something Cyrus implemented that we suggested. Saying the next few batters. I don't think specifically we said 4 batters, but he put the next 4 batters to face because it was kind of hard to see who was going to be, batting next, and without clicking back. And this is something easy to see, and I believe he did it right after we suggested it. There might have been other people that suggested it too, but I think this is something that we had a part in anyway. Implementing. All right, so Tommy Sisk is righty, and it will be righty, lefty, righty, lefty. Yeah, so we're going to go with Tommy Sisk. Ooh, he's a 5.45 ERA. Let's check the other pitchers here. So another guy that pitched an inning and 2/3 was Seacrest. Seacrest, where is he? Seacrest. He's a lefty. I don't think we want to bring him in. No, 5.40 ERA. And Roundsville. Roundsville. That's definitely a 60s, 70s named Verl. He only pitched in 8 games. 10.50 ERA. No, we're going to go with Tommy Sisk. So, not great pen for the White Sox here. So, we'll go with Tommy Sisk. And change pitcher. There you go. All right, so Tommy Sisk in there now. Replacing Hopkins. There's the pinch hitter. All right, so top of the 8th inning here. It'll be top of the order. Tovar, the dangerous Rod Carew today, and Harmon Killebrew. So Tovar, 1 for 3 on the day. Singled his first time up. And he'll single again. And he'll single and steal second. So again, in this system, that was, I don't know if you saw where that was highlighted. A 1-5. So the 1-5. Well, maybe it's not on there. But it'll, these little letters mean stuff there, and that was a single and a steal. So Tovar is quickly in scoring position for the Rod Carew, who was 3 for 3 with 2 singles, and last time he was up a 2-run homer. And these little asterisks here means it was a home run. Means it was an RBI. And I believe the check mark means I think he was a run scored, I believe. I think that, if I remember right, that's how it was. That's how you can read it on this card here. Pretty cool. All right, so runner in scoring position for Rod Carew, 3 for 3 on the day. Sisk is looking for the sign. Looks back at the runner. Here's the windup in the pitch. Oh my goodness! And it's another roll again for Rod Carew. Could this be back-to-back home runs? Roll or die. 12. And nope, it'd be a single. But Carew, they still can't get him out. He's 4 for 4. This time he'll hold at first. He will not try to steal second, but that will be an RBI single for Carew. So Carew with all 3 RBIs increases the Twins' lead to 3-0 now. So Carew having definitely a Hall of Fame day today. So that'll bring up Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew, a rough day today, 0 for 3. Grounded to a double play, popped out to third, and grounded out to short. Carew gets the lead. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a ground out to third. Carew up to second now with 1 down, so in scoring position. Twins looking to add on here. Tony Oliva, 1 for 3 on the day, singled his last time up. And that's going to be a base hit. That'll bring Carew around to score. So an RBI single for Tony Oliva. And the Twins increase their lead now 4-0. And I think that is going to be all for Sisk. Now we'll leave him in. The other guys aren't much better. Alright, so at least for the meantime. So Tony Oliva at first. 2 runs in already. Twins doubling their lead. Now 4-0. Brent Ayala up there now. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a strikeout. Just what Sisk and the White Sox needed. So 2 outs now for Rich Reese. Rich Reese 0 for 3 on the day. And fielder's choice will end the inning. They go the short way to second. So, but the Twins do add on 2 more, and we head to the bottom of the 8th with the Twins now leading by 4-0. Jim Perry goes back out to the hill. 7 strong innings from Perry. He's scattered 9 hits, as they say. Twins have left on 5, and the White Sox 7. So Aparicio, May, and Melton, if anybody gets on Mateus. So Aparicio hitless on the day. And it's going to be an error. An error on the first baseman, Killebrew. And Aparicio will reach. And Aparicio is a fast runner. So we'll let him run. Carlos May up to the plate now. He's 2 for 3 on the day. A couple of singles his first 2 times up. He has a windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a ground out to third. Aparicio will be at second now with 1 down. So Bill Melton 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. And that will score the runner, Aparicio. So an unearned run for the White Sox, but they'll take it any way they can get it. It's now 4-1. As Melton delivers. I'll bring up Mateus. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch, and that's a fly out to left for out number 2, as Melton will hold. Buddy Bradford up there now, 2 for 3 on the day. Oh, and this is a possible home run here. This is hit a long way. And that is going to be gone. So a 2-run homer for Buddy Bradford. And that's going to be it for Jim Perry, as the White Sox have erupted for 3 runs here, and it's now 4-3. And is that going to be enough for Perry? I think they're going to leave him in. They're going to leave him in, surprisingly. But at least for 1 more batter. Yeah, Sid O'Brien 0 for 3 on the day. And he'll pop out to second to end the inning. But damage is done. The White Sox counteract the Twins' 2 runs in the top of the 8th with 3 runs of their own and make it a 1-run game as we head to the bottom of the, top of the 9th. So, Twins, who had a comfortable lead, no longer anymore, just a 1-run game now. And Tommy Sisk will come out. And I think we're going to put in... Do we want Seacrest? It's a little different type of a game. It was a 12-0 game, the last game, so let's just check and see these other pitchers here. I'll put in probably a little bit better pitcher, even if they didn't pitch in the actual game. I think we are going to bring in the closer, Wilbur Wood, to try to keep it a 1-run game. Yeah, we're going to do it. So we're going to go against the actual pitchers who pitched today, because the other game was 12-0 Twins, so a little bit different situation here. So we are going to bring in the closer here, trying to keep the game close. So Wilbur Wood will come in. So Wilberwood, the lefty, will face Mitterwald, Cardonis, and then the pitcher's position. And they're trying to keep it a one-run game. So the White Sox will have a chance in the bottom of the ninth. So Mitterwald, 2 for 3 on the day, a couple pair of singles. And he'll ground out to short for out number 1. Cardenas up there now. Cardenas 0 for 3 on the day. And that'll be a strikeout. And Jim Perry is going to come out. And they didn't use an actual... Let's see, did they? Twins did not use any pinch hitters, but Jim Holt did come in and play left field after Alvea. Alvea went 4 for 4 with 7 runs batted in the actual game for the Twins. And Jim Holt came in and he went 1 for 1, so that left field position was 5 for 5. But I think we're going to bring in Jim Holt to pinch hit here. Yep. Jim Holt will come in the pinch hit for Perry. So Perry's day is done. He can still win it, but he cannot lose it. So Jim Holt, the lefty, comes in. Even though he's a lefty, Wilberwood, that's okay. Roll the dice. And he'll pop out the third to end the inning. So, who is the closer for the Twins? Let's see here. Let us check it. Let's check the Minnesota Twins team page here. So a 4-3 game, tight game. So the Twins. Ooh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Reloaded on me. Alright, so the Twins had of course, Ron Peronowski. He's going to come in to close out the game here. So Peronowski had 34 saves in the actual season. Ooh, gotta check the pitcher there. Alright, so Ron Peronowski will try to close it out for the Twins. He'll face McGraw, the pitcher's position, and Williams, if anybody gets on Aparicio. So he'll face... Ooh, McGraw, I didn't change him. What is McGraw's position? He probably is not a catcher. So yeah, I should have done this. I forgot to put a catcher in. Let's see if we can find a catcher in here. So we'll put in Chuck Brinkman. Now he pitched 9 games. Let's try to get a guy who's played a little bit more. Yeah, we'll put in Ed Herman as the catcher there. So sorry about that. I forgot to put a catcher in there. Yeah, so that might have been why the White Sox gave up 3 runs. No, I don't think it was, but I mean why the Twins gave up 3 runs. But no, it was the White Sox catcher there, so that wouldn't have affected that. That was the other way around. Okay, so anyway, so Ed Herman up there now. And yeah, we'll let him hit there. I know it's lefty on lefty, but they do have another catcher there, so I think I am going to pinch hit for him. Yeah, we'll do that. And to the White Sox, let's see. Let me get back to the... So bear with me for a second. So we're going to... Yeah, we don't want lefty on lefty there. We want a... Give the White Sox a chance here. So who else played in the game? Hopkins we already used. Did we use Morales? What is Morales? I don't... What's his? He's not much of a hitter though. So let's just look and see what else they have here available. I think we might go with Ken Berry. That's righty, no at bats. And we won't use him then. What is that? No at bats for the. Oh, I see. Oh, that's kind of cool. Runners in scoring position, no at bats. That's just for that. Okay, they're all going to say no at bats. All right, so we are going to bring Ken Berry in. He's paid in 141 games. We're going to bring him in to pinch hit for Herman there. Okay. All right, so Ken Berry, the righty, comes in. So Peronoski looks in for the sign, kicks and delivers. Grounds out. So 2 down now. He's up Wilbur Wood. And we can't let him hit. He only pitched 9 games. Let's look for a guy. Yeah, we'll bring in this guy. Bobby Nope. So Bobby Noop will come in. And the White Sox down in the last out, down by a run. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that'll be a ground out. So 2 down now. So actually, now they're down to the last out, sorry. So that'll bring up the top of the order Williams, and we will duplicate roll. That's fine. Let's not worry about that. So that'll bring up Walt Williams. Walt Williams, 1 for 4 on the day. Peronoski looks in for the sign. Kicks and delivers. Ooh, 5-5. That's going to be a base hit, so the White Sox are still alive. That'll bring up Aparicio. Representing the winning run here. Walt Williams at first, representing the tying run. So Aparicio, 0 for 4 on the day, but we're going to let him hit because he is a good hitter. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's a strikeout, so Peronoski is able to strike out Aparicio with the tying run on first, and the Twins will hold on to win it 4-3. So now we move over to box score. And now what we have to do is we have to save it, and then we have to, you'll see in a second. So we will go in and save it. So this is a game from April 7th of 1970. So this is what you do to save it. This is what you got to do to each thing. So you got to save as. And then I have to do 1970. April 7th. The Twins win 4. And the White Sox 3. Okay, we'll save it. All right, and then, so we save the game. And then these are the relievers here. So Peronoski gets the save. And let's see here. Since they already had a 3, they didn't let up any, they did let up runs. So, yeah, they were down 2-0 already when Sis came in. So it's not a blown save or a hold because they were down. They were losing 2-0 when he came in. So none of these apply. If they were ahead and he would give up, blown the save, then we would put that in. Or if he would have, they would have been ahead and he wouldn't. And when he came in, and of course, when he left, then he would get a hold for that. But none of those occur. But the save does go to Peronoski. So that is for every game you get to do that, and that saves it. And then you include it as part of your replay. Yes. So before, since I put that in after I saved it, I went back and tried and resaved it. And when I did it, it put a duplicate game in, so I had to get rid of that duplicate game because it didn't. I thought it didn't have that save data in it, but it does save it again later into the system. So while the box score doesn't probably have the save in it, I'm not sure if it does anyway. But anyway, so that's how you do it with National Pastime 3 Baseball. So the video's been a little over an hour, so I'm going to wrap it up here, but just quickly go through the box score. So Rod Carew, I think, is going to be player of the game. 4 for 4. with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Did get caught stealing twice, which is rare for him. But he's able to come through with a great day. Twins had 12 hits on the day. Excuse me. They committed 1 error, which I think was all the White Sox Twins runs were earned. It's noteworthy here. Buddy Bradford was 3 for 4 for the White Sox with a run scored. Just trying to see if and 2 runs batted in. So he's the player of the game for the White Sox. And were there any home runs? Yes. Oh, Rod Cruz home run. Yes. I think that was it for the home runs. There was a triple. I know that. A triple by. I thought it was the Twins. No, maybe there wasn't a triple. Maybe there wasn't a triple. Nope, that must have been the game I played earlier. Okay. But anyway, that's it from Chicago, as Jim Perry, as in real life, beats Tommy John, although a much closer game, 4-3 instead of 12-0 in the actual game. So the White Sox make it competitive. So that's it. That's the National Pastime 3. And again, we're going to probably play a game every now and then, maybe once a week, or when we see a matchup. But if you see a game that you might want to see coming up in the schedule, again, this is only day 2 of the season. But if you see this is a matchup you want to see from the 1970 season, let me know and we'll play it. Other than that, I probably will. I'll show the stats before each, probably after the first month or so of the season, which will take a while. But I'll try to do it at least once, maybe twice a month, just to show you how things are progressing in the standings. The significant leaders, home run leaders, average leaders, all that good stuff, as you can see, right? Which I don't have any stats yet, but standings right here, and then the stats, which will generate. I'm not going to generate them now, but they'll generate in here. Batting, pitching, and fielding stats. So yeah, 1970, and then we're going to probably try to keep this project going for as long as we can, and hopefully get the 1971 season next, and try to do this decade as it was originally planned. We'll see how far we can get anyway. But thanks for joining me. It's Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and I also, if you guys probably know, I already started the 1977 Red Sox season using NPIII Baseball, and might do something with Inside Pitch. Not sure exactly what yet. We did pick up the 2021 season for the Atlanta Braves, so we may do that, or we'll see. But anyway, I don't want to promise too much, because I know in the past we've promised a lot and gotten through a few things, but never finished a lot of the stuff. We did finish the 1978 Red Sox replay using NPIII Baseball, so we'll see what we can do. So take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next National Pastime 3 video. Bye-bye now.